We got episode 4 of the KBA, and we are about to enter the 1990s. We've got some goats retire. We got some guys retiring. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is officially retired. Dr. J officially retired. Retired. I'm gonna say no to Gus and no to David Thompson. Everyone else is gone. Everyone else is gone. Lot of staff members, Hall of Fame, of course. Um, Jersey retirements. Yep. Let's before we go to the draft, this is who we have: Tim Hardaway, Sean Kemp, Glenn Rice, Purvis Ellison. Um, check out our historic changes. Orlando Magic is an expansion team, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we've got back-to-back years of expansion teams coming into the league. Um, yep, perfect league realignment. We don't really care about draft lottery. Let's look at it. We're gonna just skip right through for this, and we are going to find the New Jersey Nets have won the lottery. Rockets 2. Maybe Ralph Sampson could get a swinging mate. We are up to 27 teams in the NBA. We're 3 away from 30. The teams we're missing is like New Orleans, the Grizzlies, and the what's the last team that I'm forgetting about? I don't know, but we're missing a few teams. Obviously, we will get there at some point. Let's go to the expansion draft. Back-to-back years of expansions. Orlando Magic take Kevin Gamble. World Be Free. Kevin Edwards. So yeah. Again, there's not an amazing amount of players. Like if we're being honest, we're still in the era of some, auto-generated players that, it's like we're trying to get out of. I guess there's only 12 players on a roster. Okay. Let's go to the NBA draft. Let's see our first 5 picks. You know how it goes. New Jersey Nets take Sean Kemp. Okay. They got rid of Buck Williams a couple years back. The Houston Rockets take Glenn Rice. So Glenn Rice and Ralph Sampson and Charles Oakley are on the Rockets. Sean Elliott going to Golden State. Minnesota takes Tim Hardaway. Orlando, Purvis Ellison. All right, let's simulate the draft here. Who else do we miss? Danny Ferry, Blue Edwards, Cliff Robinson, Vladi Divac, Nick Anderson, Dino Raja, and Stacey King. See how free agency is looking. We got some more restricted. We're at the point where these, the rookies from the first few years are getting real contracts now. And the next time they're in free agency, they will have, unrestricted free agency and real offers to where they could potentially leave. So this is where it gets exciting in the 90s, man. The talent is as high as it's been. Teams are trying for Karl Malone, man. Karl Malone is not set on returning to the Suns as they are the 6th team down here. But the best unrestricted free agency is Adrian Dantley, Rolando Blackman. A lot of restricted guys. So we're going to sim right through. We'll take a look at the current state of the NBA. Who's getting better? Ron Seekley is getting better after his rookie season, I believe. Yep. This team's getting bad, man. This team is getting bad. Robin Hall is a real player. He was a 23rd pick, and he is going to be a real player for the Celtics, so that's good. But everyone's going down, man. Everyone. Robert Parrish, old man. Then all these guys are old. Terry Cummings, Rod Strickland. Okay, he is getting better after his rookie season. This team's good. I like this team. Manute Bol is going to be the starting center on this team. They got John Starks to start as well. They got Ron Harper or Doc Rivers off the bench. This is a good team. I expect this team to be top 4. I'm not going to lie to you. What has Manute Bol done his first few years? Not too much, honestly. He's only played around 28 minutes a game. That team's good. Oops, excuse me. We've got Jeff Rulin. This team's not good. This team is going to be heading towards, some top picks coming up. Sacramento Kings, Brad Daugherty and Chris Mullen is a good duo here. 17 and 11, and then last year 25, 4 and 4. They even got Mark Jackson here, who's on the up and up. Kevin Willis is a good player. The Knicks, nothing great over there. They let go of Dennis Rodman. We saw last year, I believe that was. The Lakers getting worse, man. Kareem is officially gone. They got James Donaldson to start, who isn't the worst option after losing one of the greatest players of all time, but seems getting up there. We've got the Mavericks not looking great. Nets are they're getting to be very well rounded. They just had the first overall pick in Sean Kemp, so he is going to pretty much slide into that starting spot pretty nicely for them. David Robinson is great. This team's good. Joe Dumars missed all of last season pretty much. I think he only how many games did he play? Or maybe that's not who I'm thinking about. But that team's okay. This team's still good. They haven't had a lot of success recently, but it's all right. This team just drafted Glenn Rice 2nd overall. Ralph Sampson, Charles Oakley is becoming a real player. Ralph Sampson is just a dog. Spurs are again. This was a pretty well-rounded team. Karl Malone is back on the Phoenix Suns with Larry Nance. The Supersonics, they've had some unluckiness in the past couple years. If you didn't watch the last episode, make sure you go and watch. Clyde Drexler. This team was the 1 seed last year. This team is pretty deep. The Heat are, again, looking pretty good for an expansion team. Same with the Hornets. The Sixers, again, they're heading towards the opposite direction to where Rolando Blackman, this is his first year here. Okay. Moses Malone. Bucks still not great. Michael Jordan probably is the best player in the league if I had to guess. Yeah, nice. It is a little close, but his team's not bad. Again, Quinn Harper getting better and better and better. He's about to take Michael Adams' spot because of the way he's progressing. Akeem was the 1 seed last year for out east. Cavs, good. And then yeah, this is what the teams are looking like. I do realize that I did not take control of our new teams. This is how Minnesota's looking. A lot of people getting better. Again, young team. Holy moly. Minus 31. So this guy just went from averaging 11 and 7 and being a 78 overall to now a 47 overall. Whoa, what happened? That's crazy. Where is our last team that we added? Orlando right here. They're a younger team too. Everyone's getting better. All right, we're going into the next season. I will see you there. Let me show you the 1990 draft class, and then I will see you. See you afterwards. Where do you go? Prospect scouting. So Gary Payton, one of the best perimeter defenders of all time. Derek Coleman, Muhammad Abdul Rauf, Kendall Gill. Not a great draft class. There are some players for sure, but it's not perfect. I did forget I say we were going to look at some NBA records. Most points in a game. Nothing since us. Again, we're looking for anything from 1983 and more recently. 1987. Okay, John Stockton a few years ago made 5 3-pointers, which is the 5th most of all time. Free throws made. Clark Kellogg made 29 free throws. Whoa. Wow. I don't think you understand how insane that is for a guy like Clark Kellogg. Nothing here. Nothing here. Blocks. We saw Mark Eaton. He did that. We've seen that before. Nothing else though. Let's go to actually we can do playoffs again, 83 and recently 84. Okay, field goals made. Julius Erving made 23. This was the first season. A lot of this has been broken for 3-pointers made in a game. 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 all happened within this video. Again, that is going to go up for sure. Free throws made. Patrick Ewing, 22 in a playoff game. Moses Malone, 23. All these have happened while we've been simulating, other than Bob Cousy's. Assists, 20. Magic Johnson had a 29 assist game in the first year. Wow. These have all been done during the simulation. Or, well, no, not this one, actually. These two did not. Because the first playoffs would have been 84. Nothing here. Oh, yeah, there is. What am I talking about? Keem had 8 blocks in a playoff game in last year. Steals. Ron Harper had 7. Nothing for minutes. Turnovers. Mark Price had 9. And then field goals made, we saw. All right. And then let's go. We can just look at all these. There's no point. Again, 83 or I guess 84 and more recently. 3-pointers made, yeah. Yep, we've done a lot of this. Mark Price is holding that. That's gonna obviously go up every year. Free throws made. Okay, Moses Malone. Rebounds, nope. Assists, we've done a lot of that thanks to Magic Johnson, Norm Nixon. Blocks, Keem. Field goal percentage. Wow. 3-point percentage. Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense. This is all in a season, by the way. All right. And then we go to all time. To where we have. Let me go. Oh, hold on. I'm spoiling everything. All right, total points. Kareem is officially retired, and he ends with 36,500. I believe in real life he has around 38,000, but who's gonna be the person to pass him? Nobody here. I mean, is young and is up here. I mean, makes sense, of course, but yeah. All right. Field goals made. It's Kareem. John Stockton has the most 3-pointers made in NBA history already. So he is probably going to hold that for a while, as he is still one of our elite players. He's not that old. Free throws, Oscar Robertson. Rebounds, nobody's really about to touch that. Assists. Yep. Makes sense. I imagine John Stockton is down here somewhere. Yeah, he's already 41st all time. So John Stockton is probably going to get that if we're being honest. Blocks, yep. Steals. Um, yeah, sorry. Steals. Gus Williams. I think we just told him he can't retire. Career minutes, ridiculous. Moses Malone has the most turnovers. Although Norm Nixon, better slow down, brother. I think you are still in the league. Points per game. I don't believe they update this stuff as we go. Yeah, I don't think yeah, they definitely don't. So, all right, we are going to simulate the 1989-1990 season. We've had the most trades so far this year, and this is the biggest one we have had. Bernard King is going to the Hornets for Bill Cartwright in a second-round pick. They want to do it, they can do it. I mean, look at the trades. We're getting just trades galore over here. I mean, look at this, man. First round picks getting moved for players and 83s. You know, this is where we see trades are going down, man. Derek Harper for Bill Lambier. If that is what they want, they can do it. I am not here to tell you no in most cases. Okay. Again, unless it's like a ridiculously unfair, like ridiculous, like they don't need a trade. We're frozen a little. There we go. All right, that's a relatively small trade. And we are at the trade deadline. Let's take a look at some standings, of course. Excuse me, Indiana Pacers. John Stockton, Joe Dumars. Uh-oh. Boston Celtics falling off. Is this the end? This is the end. They're not even in playoff picture right now. Chicago. What happened? What happened, Hakeem? Oh, man. You guys were the 1 seed last year. You were the 1 seed. What happened? I do want to see that Clark Kellogg free throws. He went 29 for 32 in that game where he made 29 free throws. That is insane, of course. All right, at the bottom we have New Jersey. Let's see how Sean Kemp is playing. 12 and 8. Okay. This team doesn't look too bad, honestly. This team is going to be good at some point. I'm honestly a little surprised that they're at the bottom still. They have Rick Smits too. I'm surprised they're at the bottom. I will say. Portland still the number 1 seed. Clyde Drexler and Sleepy Void are doing their thing. Mark Ian, old man, is down here doing what he needs to do. They even got this guy who's been coming off the bench for pretty much the last few years. Houston's number 2. Finally, Ralph Sampson is going to get some playoff burn, it looks like, with Charles Oakley, Jeff Hornacek, and Glenn Rice. What's Glenn Rice doing? Probably should be starting if we're being honest. But Reggie Williams has been good. Who's at the bottom? Minnesota, 3. Yikes, 3 and 37. Whoa. I mean, again, they are. Oops, they are. What's it called? They are an expansion team, but look how bad. Like if you were the 5th seed, like, man. All right, well, we're gonna sim to the end of the season, and I will be back. The MVP has changed for the first time in 6 years or 7 years, I believe. David Robinson has stolen the MVP. And honestly, with those numbers, it looks like he might be DPOY as well. He 28% from 3. That means he was 2 for 7. All right. Cliff Robinson won Rookie of the Year, the 8th overall pick. All right. And he was coming off the bench and did that. Oh, this guy keeps winning Sixth Player of the Year. Hakeem Tech took DPOY. Phil Foster. Yeah. And then the Blazers. Let's look at some All NBA first teams. No Magic Johnson on the first team because Michael Jordan is a 99 overall. Whoa. John Stockton doing his thing, man. Karl Malone, David Robinson. Here's Magic. Oh yeah, fall. You can see the fall off for sure. It's starting. Scottie Pippen's here. Dominique is still here doing. Man, Dominique, dude. He might get up there near the all-time scoring list, depending on how much longer he plays like this. Clyde, Isaiah, Larry, James, Patrick Ewing. Yep. Defensive team: Scottie Pippen and Michael Keem are here. Sidney Moncrief, Karl Malone still here. Sean Kemp ended up being third in Rookie of the Year voting. Tim Hardaway had a good season. Stacey King. Gino Raja. All right. Playoffs. Playoffs. We have Portland's the 1 seed. 6-seeded Celtics. 4-seeded Lakers. The end of an era? I don't know. Jordan and Akeem. We've got some other teams at the top. Sometimes we've seen Akeem. Jordan's down to the 8 seed. We're gonna see it. I think we're gonna see a new champion this year. Someone that isn't the Lakers or the Celtics. Because we've had them win the championship every year, except for 1 year we had the Clippers winning it. We've got Boston out first round. Philly out first round. Houston out first round. It's got some upsets. Chicago advancing. Milwaukee's advancing. Spurs advancing, and the Lakers are advancing. Lakers eliminated. So Spurs versus Bulls. Winston Garland, Drazen Petrovic, Hakeem, Grant Long, and Reggie Theus versus Kevin Johnson, Mark Price, Chuck Person, Danny Manning, and Jared Holland. I think I know is going to win this. The team with probably 14 point guards is probably going to win, but you never know. Yeah. Okay. Making it interesting. Game 5. We'll simulate with Simcast. See what's going on. Are they gonna be? Oh, hey, let's jump in. I'm all for it. We're jumping in. I wonder if our arrows they don't look that different. All right. Let me make sure I'm not controlling anybody. Get our camera right, and let's take a look at some game stats. Mark Price has 45. Whoa. Winston Garland 22, Hakeem 17. No foul outs, right? Come on, no foul outs. Okay, Reggie Theus and Kevin Johnson are fouled out. All right, let's watch. It is so hard to tell who is who, but we're gonna do the best that we can. All right, so Sunvolt has the ball, then Garland. Let's see, can he channel his son, who's not even born yet? Nope. Xavier McDaniel is hurt. Okay. See if that affects him too much. But this Spurs team is really good. This is game 5. This is a big game. Manning. We got no offense on the Spurs. How we got all this point guard play and we got no offense being ran? 3, 2. Mark Price. I guess Mark Price is the offense if he has 45. He might be fighting most points in a playoff game, honestly. We might have to check that afterwards, see what that was, because I don't remember. Hakeem is trying, throws up a contested shot. Good defense by the Spurs. Xavier McDaniel slowing it down a little bit, finding his big man, Manning, over Hakeem. That's not going to fly over the Defensive Player of the Year. We've seen no buckets since we've jumped in. Winston Garland just taking it and dunking on Danny Manning. Good work. All right, and we are back. We've got some Spurs with the ball. Spurs need to score. They need to get the ball in. There we go. Danny Manning. Mark Price for three. That might conclude it. I'm going to call it there. And it looks like the Chicago Bulls will be taking a 3-2 lead over the Spurs. So Mark Price did end with 45, but it is not near the most points in a playoff game yet. All right. Bulls up 3-2. Are they going to be able to take it, or will the Spurs be able to force a game 7? It's close-ish. Come on. Hey, if we can jump in back-to-back games, I'm not upset. I'm not upset by it. Let's do this. Let's do it. Back-to-back games, Chicago, San Antonio. Let me lose control. Of course, camera 2K, and then let's check out what's going on. Okay, Akeem is playing like a top 5 player right now. 34 and 11. Winston Garland still playing good. Bulls. Mark Price doesn't have 45, but he's still the leading scorer. I meant to check some foul outs. Winston Garland out. So many people have 5 for Chicago, but no one is out for the Spurs. So we'll see. Sunville, the Chicago Bulls are up 4. Spurs need to stop with just over a minute left. Now they foul. They foul. 2 clutch free throws by Hakeem. He made them both. Spurs need something. With a minute left, throws up a 3, and hey, it's money. Who was that? I didn't even. That they just went up and threw it up so fast. I didn't even. Was it Kevin Johnson? Back to Hakeem. Oh, good stop by the. Is it Rolland? I forget what the Spurs big man's name is. It's either Rolland or Holland. Holland. Okay. Kevin Johnson down to Danny Manning. Just threw it up. Not a great shot. The Spurs need to force a miss, and Chicago needs to drain some clock. With 15 on the shot clock, drain another 10 seconds or so. Get it to Akeem. He's going a little early, but money, up 5. We can watch it because it's not impossible. But all right, who is the ball going to go to? I would hope Kevin Johnson, but it looks like all right. It went to Price, who just threw up a contested 2. And it went in, so they're going to play the free throw game, of course. Made both, Sunvold did. McDaniel, nope. And it looks like the Chicago Bulls. We haven't seen a celebration yet, so we can hang around for that. That's funny. It says on the clock above the backboard, it says 7 seconds, but it clearly says 6 seconds in the bottom right corner. So Chicago up 7. It is pretty much. It is all theirs. Mark Price tried, but whoa, that was a slow jump shot. And it is over. The Chicago Bulls get their first championship, and it's not with Michael Jordan. It's with Hakeem Olajuwon. There we go. Hakeem had a monster game to get his, I would assume, first Finals MVP. Spurs going home sad. They fought well. Mark Price tried. Kevin Johnson tried. Let's see if we can get There's the celebration. Same celebration that's been in 2K for years, of course, but it's cool they do the era thing. It really brings alive the 90s era. Holding up the trophy, and I assume, okay, the Bill Russell Finals MVP. It wasn't named. I don't think it was named the Bill Russell Finals MVP at this time, but Hakeem Olajuwon gets it. Wins his first ring, most likely of many with how this team has been going. I mean, he had a monster game, 38, 12, 4 blocks, 2 steals. Great game by Hakeem. 30, 16 in the series, 3 blocks. And he gets his first one. Player retirements. George Gervin. I think he's still got time left on his deal. Although he didn't play too great. I might let both the Supersonics go out at once. Otis Birdsong. Yeah, probably going to let you. Although you were still pretty good. Johnny Davis. I think I'm going to let everyone go. Celtics are losing a lot of their players. Eddie Johnson's out too. Although Eddie Johnson, I'm going to say no to. That's the only person I'm saying no to. Staff retirements. Rudy Tomjanovich. If you know what he's famous for in the NBA, drop it in the comments below. Hall of Fame inductees. George Gervin. Yep. Of course. Oh, I like that it tells you accolades and stuff. What is All-Star? Oh, I never noticed this. This is awesome that they do this. Oh, that's great. We got to start paying attention more to when people get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Weighted lottery system where lowest odds is 1 chance at winning lottery and highest chance is equal to the number of teams in the lottery. Okay, so we're seeing a real lottery change. Some branding stuff for a lot of teams, like half the NBA or KBA. KBA, not NBA. Yep. Draft lottery. So yes, there are it's real odds and chances now, which I like. So the first overall pick, New York Knicks, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Orlando Magic. I think Minnesota was literally like 6 wins. We can check that, of course. They had where did they end up? Interesting. Okay, maybe it's not there. Or maybe it still counts as this year's standings. Oh, probably. Yeah, 6-76, a 7-win percentage. Worst team of all time. That's something that they can hold. NBA draft. Put it on automatic. You know the drill. First 5 picks. Gary Payton is a New York Knick. That's big time. Minnesota. Derek Coleman. Okay. All right. Orlando on the clock. Mohammed Abdul Rauf. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Kendall Gill goes to Utah. I think they have a lot of shooting guards and small forwards, if I remember correctly. Then D. Brown. Sim to end. Who else do we miss out on? Some Dennis Scott. Antonio Davis. Okay. Tony Kukoc. Cedric Ceballos. All right. Go right to free agency. Dominique Wilkins is an unrestricted free agent. Brad Daugherty, a bunch of restricted guys. Then we got Doc Rivers, Jeff Rulin, Del Curry down here even. All right. We're gonna do our quick scope out of the league once free agency's done, and you know what, you guys can stay with me for this one. I'll show you everything since it's been a little while. Karl Malone, kind of by himself. Vlade Divac getting better. This team is kind of reshaping themselves. What did Mitch Richmond do? 22 this year, a bucket. Looks like he's taking a lot of threes, is he? Yeah. Oh, wow. 65 for 168. All right. So we're getting into some players who are gonna take more threes. We're getting into a different era here. Clyde Drexler, 25, 7, 4. Sleepy Floyd is hurt currently. He is torn right ACL, not great. Might set them back a little bit. Nothing big happening here. Parvis Ellison is here. He was good. Tim Hardaway. I mean, this is look at this. This is the guy who fell off. He went from 11-7 or per 36, 16-10 to nothing because he dropped by 31. That's I still can't believe that that was a real thing. Rolanda Blackman, Moses Malone. Don't know why. Don't know why an 88 is higher than a 90. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why that's like that. That's weird. But Sidney Moncrief, okay. Team's still not great. Bucks got to do something, man. They got to do something. They got to lose. They keep doing whatever. Maybe they got to get rid of Sidney Moncrief. Maybe that's something that happens, but reset this timeline a little because we got some old heads when you're trying to develop Derek McKee and Jerome Kersey is here as well. Michael Jordan still in 98 overall. His team not very deep at all. Akeem obviously just won the NBA championship. Clark Kellogg dislocated right patella is not fun at all, of course. This team not great anymore. They still got, these two up top, but Terry Cummings. This team is, younger. It's on the up and up. Atlanta, Dominique, so he stayed in Atlanta. Jeff Rulin, not great. This team is bad, man. This team is bad. Brad Daugherty, Chris Mullen. This team is good. This is a good team. I'm surprised they haven't been able to do more. Patrick Ewing still kind of by himself in his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 season. But now they have Gary Payne, so we'll see how that goes. This team is also falling off. They've got, the top 2, top 3 even. If you want to say top 4, but then after that, it's really rough. This team is going to be good. This team is going to be good soon, man. I'm telling you right now. Scottie Pippen's already in 92. David Robinson won MVP last year. He needs some more help, though. This team is good. That team still looks all right. This team got to the conference finals because Ralph Sampson, again, is just dogging. But this team was a game away or 2 games away from winning the NBA finals. And then Karl Malone is here. And we've seen all that. We are going to simulate into our 1990 to 1991 season. 1991 draft class. Is this is this Larry Johnson in them? It is. Okay, Larry Johnson, Dikembe Mutombo, Kenny Anderson, Terrell Brandon, Larry Stewart. Good draft class coming up. I will see you at the break. Timberwolves trying to accelerate their timeline by getting Dale Ellis. 87 overall. That's the highest overall we've seen traded so far. We did 2 massive trades. Massive trades, man. Do you guys remember who was a Phoenix Sun, had been drafted there? He's in his 6th or 7th NBA season and hasn't been able to do anything. Well, he's been sick of it. Karl Malone is on, I believe I brought him to the Portland Trailblazers to be alongside Clyde Drexler to make a new duo out there. They're giving up Sleepy Floyd, Mark Eaton, pretty much all their draft capital until 1994. The Suns also are receiving Tom Chambers and Herb Williams. And then Mark Eaton is going out to Seattle. So if we want to see them, let's find them real quick so I can show you. Yeah, look at this team. Karl Malone and Clyde Drexler with this team. Team is good, man. This team is good. And while Phoenix gets to reset, and then we have one more deal. Sidney Moncrief, he's gone. Bucks calling it quits. They traded him to Sacramento for the 1991 for this year's first round pick. And I will show you how they look. This is how they look. Mark Jackson, Sidney Moncrief, Chris Mullin, Mike Brown, but Brad Daugherty. I think they also are going through some injuries. They are. Kevin Willis is out. And they still have Daryl Griffith, too. So this is Kings and Blazers come up huge. And those are the trades that we are making for this trade deadline. We've got another new MVP. Instead of David Robinson, we got Hakeem Olajuwon winning his first MVP after winning his first ring last year. Muhammad Abdul Roof wins Rookie of the Year, 37% from three. This guy was a three-point shooter, but nope, not yet. 13 for 35 only. John Williams, sixth Player of the Year. It looks like Celtics might have someone to have a player over there while their old guys are retiring. Hakeem, Defensive Player of the Year. Can he? Ooh, Tim Hardaway, most improved, 20 and 8. Whoa, that is very good. The Spurs, they want to get back to the they want to get back. They want to get back to the finals for sure. John Stockton, 22 and 9. Clyde Drexler, 25-7. Karl Malone, 23 and 10. The teammates are all NBA first team. Scottie Pippen is up here with a jump in scoring. Okay. And Hakeem, obviously. Hakeem is now Hakeem, now not just Hakeem, so we can call him that now. Magic, we knew the fall off was going to happen. Jordan, only 20 points. I don't know if that's because he's got more players on his team or what's going on, but or if he got injured, maybe. Did he get injured? Nope. 77 games. James Worthy, still good player, and David Robinson honestly could have won MVP as well. And then, yes, third. I keep forgetting about third team. Here's your third team. Mitch Richmond almost averaged 30 in his third year. He almost averaged 30. He might have led the league in scoring in his third year. Xavier McDaniels. Okay, yeah. Here are our rookies. Gary Payton, 1.9 steals a game from the guy. Derek Coleman, good player. Kendall Gill. Yeah. All right. Playoffs. We've got so Boston is back as the 1 seed while the Lakers are the 5th seed. San Antonio 1 seed, Bulls 2nd seed, Portland 3rd seed, Sacramento 4th. This lineup, that lineup is so good. They are unfortunately look like they're going through some injuries with the big men position on both sides, actually. Let's simulate. How did Sidney Moncrief do after being traded? Well, he had a stinker in game 1, that's for sure. Scoring went down, but he's on a better team. Still a valuable player. Yeah, let's see. Let's simulate through the round. Lakers advance. Okay, so Denver beats LA. Clippers, of course. Sacramento, Sidney Moncrief didn't make too much of a difference. Karl Malone on his new team, they swept the Warriors. Bulls back in the semifinals, and the Nets. Oh yes, we did say that this team was going to be good. That's right. Bulls got a battle, man. That's not a light team. That's a 6 seed, but that's a good team. And I didn't even realize the Celtics got eliminated as the 8 seed. So Jets, Nets out, Spurs out, not going to make it back. Hawks out, Nuggets out. So we got Portland versus LA, and then Chicago versus Indiana. Let's preview it a little. Yes, John Stockton, Joe Dumars, of course, and then Hakeem. Team doesn't look as good. I don't know if they're going through some injuries or not. I think actually this is how it was. Winston Garland just played good. Clark Kellogg is there, and then we've got Magic. Yeah, this team. I'm hoping for some new competition. Maybe the Bulls can get back. Maybe Lakers can get back. But let's see if Portland can do. Let's go. Let's take it. Let's only simulate a couple games. So 1-1 out west, 2-0 for the Bulls, 2-1 both sides. Higher seeds up. 3-1 Portland, 2-2 Bulls. Lakers are out. Bulls advance. So we've got Karl Malone and Clyde Drexler, or Hakeem, and I guess Clark Kellogg. Again, Hakeem doesn't have that other star. Clyde just got Karl Malone at the trade deadline, and it's worked out so far. Let's see. Let's see how game one goes. Game one. Trailblazers beat the Bulls. Tied up. 2-1 Trailblazers. 3-1. Oh, the Blazers acquire Karl Malone and win the championship in the same season. Clyde Drexler, 28-10. So that is one of the best trades in KBA history. I mean, at that point, you've got to, that's got to be one of the best trades where you win in the same year to the defending champions. It's a big trade. Clark Kellogg tried. Winston Garland. Hakeem didn't have a great game, but he'd been doing his part in the playoffs. But shout out, Karl Malone gets his ring. Clyde Drexler gets his ring. There you go. All right, we're gonna go through this off season, and then we are going to stop. We're not, and then the 1991-92 season will be for next episode. But retirements, World Be Freeze calling it. That's fine with me. All these guys, it's fine with me. Jack Sikma was a big player, so I'm gonna say no. Bill Walton is 100 years old, and he hasn't really been good in some years now. Kind of been bouncing around a little. Vinnie Johnson, still a good player. I'm gonna say no. Michael Thompson, I'll let you go. Kurt Rambis. Okay. Staff retirements. Jersey retirements. No Hall of Famers. Historic changes. Orlando gets some rebranding. All right. Nothing new really for this season. We'll go into our draft with a lottery. Who's in this? This is like Larry Johnson and I don't know. Cavs, they finally get the first pick. I don't think they've had the first pick the whole time. The Timberwolves, second, Utah, third. 3 teams that need top 3 picks got them. So good for them. The Suns get Portland's 27th pick. The Bucks get Sacramento's 18th pick. No other trade picks were moved, but I think Portland is just fine with giving up the 27th pick. So we got NBA draft. Automatic, you know the deal. First 5 picks. Cleveland, Larry Johnson, 6'7" out of UNLV. Dikembe, yes, that's right. Dikembe goes to Minnesota out of Georgetown. Kenny Anderson goes to Utah. He averaged 14 14 assists, best in the nation last year in college. Victor Alexander, I'm not familiar. And then Steve Smith. All right. Larry Johnson, big time. Who's down here? Chris Gatling. He's a real player, I believe. All right. Let's go to free agency. David Robinson is a restricted free agent. Moses Malone, is someone going to take a fly on him? Nope. It looks like he might go back to Philly. This is a good free agency class, though. Sure, we got some restricted guys, but Sidney Moncrief, is he going to go back to the Kings? It looks like he is going to. That's a lot of money for a 33-year-old Sidney Moncrief. But if they feel confident with it, then sure. Clark Kellogg, Bulls look like they're going to re-sign him. All right. Kevin Johnson. All right. Let's see how this goes. We will do one last check around the league before we end off this episode. Reigning champs. I mean, sure, they didn't get really much better. A couple players got a little worse, but they're all right. They've got the best duo in the league between Clyde and Karl Malone. So good for them. The Warriors, some good. It looks like a good team. They've got to go through these boys out west, but they look like a good team. The Heat are doing something. They got older Kiki here. They got like Nick Anderson, who's getting better, who had not great rookie season, didn't play a lot, it looks like, but it looks like he will be this year. Will probably be a 6-man, unless they run these guys at the 2 and 3, which is very possible. Drazen Petrovic shooting threes yet. 56 for 128. Fat lever. Team's got some work to do still. He just won he won Rookie of the Year. That's right. Of course. Team's still got work to do as well. This team is going to need to do some more work. Tim Hardaway, I think he won Most Improved Player, if I remember correctly. They did just get Dikembe Mutombo, so they're going to wait for him to develop, of course. Moses Malone stayed with Philly. This team's getting old, man. This team is going to be headed towards rebuild soon. I mean, they just had the 8th pick in this past draft, or 2 drafts ago, excuse me. Bucks, again, they traded their guys. They're their guy in Sidney Moncrief, so they can kind of go youthful, maybe get a top pick. They just drafted Billy Owens with the 6th pick. Okay. Michael Jordan still a 99. We got to get back to these numbers, Mike. Come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing? No way you start off averaging 27, 27, 28, and now you're back to 20 in your 7th season? Nah, that's not good. Because again, it doesn't look like too many people were. I mean, sure, you got some scoring, but it's not like you got another 23 point per game scorer on your team. The Bulls, team to look out for maybe some to get Hakeem some help next year. They like Winston Garland. They like these guys, but it seems like they're missing another punch that could really help them. Their 4 hasn't been great this whole era of Hakeem. They've got Jason Williams down here who's developing a little. Didn't play a lot his rookie year, but he might this year. This team, not great. They just drafted Larry Johnson, though, so hopefully he's not going to start. Although he's 6'7", they probably should run him at the 3. They're not. I can't imagine they're going to, even though they don't really have any 3s. But maybe Hot Rod Williams out the door. We'll see. Who knows? Hot Rod Williams might be out the door. Good defender, good rebounder. Team that maybe is missing a 4. I don't know. We're not there yet, but I'm just saying. Yeah, this team is done. This team is cooked, man. This team everyone's getting worse. I mean, they're literally their top 6 players. The youngest player is 33, and it's Kevin McHale, he's not declining yet, but he will be. I mean, Larry 34, 37, 34, 36, 35. They got some young talent down here, I guess, but none of them are really developing like they would like. Clippers, they've been fine. Haven't been able to really do anything over the top. Dominique's getting worse, I guess, at 31. Dwight Finley, this team just not great. I mean, they drafted Kenny Anderson third, right? Yes. So hopefully they can get something rolling. Sacramento, still a good team, man. I mean, Sidney Moncrief got worse, but this is one of the best starting fives in the league. Like, there's just nothing around it. Your bench, sure. Daryl Griffith fallen off, not great. But he was a bucket. He still, I'm sure, can do this. Yeah, I mean, 17 points a game per 36. Knicks getting some things going. Gary Payton, this is his sophomore season. Patrick Ewing still trying to. He's trying. He's hanging in there. The Lakers, almost 90 overalls, but nothing too great after that. Better than the Celtics, I'll say that for sure. Bill Lambeer's in Dallas. He's kind of bounced around since he left Detroit in 87. He was on the Lakers, Charlotte, and then Dallas now. This team is good. This team is probably going to make a semifinal, like a conference final push, if I had to guess, just because this team is young. This team is good. I mean, this is, again, one of the better starting units. Granted, you got two good centers here, so maybe you flip that for a starting two that's not Terry Teagle, but we'll see. David Robinson, he needs some help too. He's going into his 5th year. Needs some help. He's got some old men on his team between Bernard King and Alex English. This team's still good. They kind of need that third. This kind of been just a duo here where you get Stockton 22 and 9, and then Dumar's averaging just under 20, but they can't really find, I guess, anything else that they're in love with. Detroit, sure. Ralph Sampson. Okay, Glenn Rice is getting up there, getting better. This is gonna be a scary 3 through 5, man. I mean, Ralph Sampson's pushing 30. He's 31 now. So he might have to start thinking about himself, but we'll get there when we get there. Again, there's a lot of good teams. There's a lot of teams that have good centers, so it might be hard for him to find a new home. But this team was good. Still pretty deep. Sleepy Floyd might find his way out of there at the trade deadline. We'll see what this happens, because, again, it looks like the Suns need to reset again because they just traded their franchise player. They drafted – who did they draft? They drafted Steve Smith. I believe they have a pick next year in one of their trades as well. That's not theirs, but we'll see. Mitch Richmond, again, he averaged almost 30 last year. Della Schrempf is got to shoot some more, because 13 as an 87 is not great. I mean, he's a three-point sniper, I guess. But, yeah, we got to get something here. And then we are back to the defending champions. So there we go. 1992 draft class. If I'm not – oh, yeah. And look at that. We have entered the 90s era. Well, technically we've been in the 90s, but this is the quote-unquote Jordan era. Yes. So some of the major changes, the Raptors and Grizzlies will join the league in 1995. The G League comes around in 2001, and then special commentary, as long as some other rules like back to the basket, hand checking, zone defense, and more branding stuff. But I'm pretty sure this is the year Big Diesel, Alonzo Mourning, Christian Laettner, college legend, of course, Tom Gugliotta, Clarence Weatherspoon, Jim Jackson. This is the draft where you want to get in there if you can. You want to get in there if you can. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. This was episode 4 of the KBA. We saw some big trades, And we'll see if the Portland Trailblazers can repeat or if somebody will knock them off their throne. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment any suggestions you have, and I will always listen and respond.